Hi guys, welcome to another video. Bam, 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 bam. You see me looking up by the way I'm referring to my notes, so don't mind that. But hey, what's up? What's good? What's popping? What's crack-a-lacking? Why do I do this? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Florence and this is Zillennial Life Crisis. Today's video is another career video and today we'll be going over all things interviews, how to prepare for them, how to ace them. Without further ado, let's dive right into the video. Tip number 1, familiarize yourself with the types of interviews in your industry. There are so many types of interviews. I think the main one that almost everyone encounters is the HR interview. Other than HR interviews, there's manager interviews, group interviews, partner interviews. Some companies give tests like personality test, aptitude test, skills tests. In some industries, there are technical interviews, like maybe in the consulting world, there's the case interviews. In the tech field, there's coding interviews. There are so many types of interviews. So familiarize yourself with which ones are relevant in your industry, because knowing what to expect is always the first step, because it informs your preparation. Which brings me to tip number 2. Tip number 2, practice similar interview questions. Guys, preparation is key. Major key. Preparation is key. So for each type of interview that you expect to encounter, prepare for similar interview questions. For example, for HR interviews, you can Google sample interview questions and their answers. If, for instance, you expect to do a test, you can find free similar tests that you can practice with for maybe aptitude tests or personality tests. If, for example, you intend to do a technical interview, revise course material that's relevant for that technical interview. Go and try watch mock interviews on YouTube if they exist for that type of technical interview. I personally treat interviews like exams and I study for them. I study for my interviews. I will brush up on my coding skills for technical interviews. I will watch mock interviews on YouTube. I will read articles on how to ace HR interviews. I will read other people's experiences when interviewing for the same company or the same role. Basically, I prepare. I come prepared. Preparation is key. Major key. Major key. Just prepare. Tip number 3, research the company, the role, and if possible, the interviewer. You want to know what the company does, its products and services, its values, its culture, what the role entails, and how you fit into that equation. This will help you align your interview responses to what the company values and what the role will entail. If the interviewer's name is revealed beforehand, research them as well. They will come into the interview having researched you by going through your profile and your CV. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to try level that playing field by reading more about them. That way you both know a bit about each other during the interview. Remember, you are also interviewing the company in as much as they are interviewing you. I find that reading about the company, the role, and the interviewer helps me get great questions to ask during the interview. Which brings me to tip number 4, prepare questions for your interviewer. Like I mentioned earlier, you're also interviewing the company, trying to figure out whether they and this role is a perfect fit for you. So come with questions in mind. I typically like to ask about the company culture, what the interviewer loves or hates about working for that company. If the interviewer has worked there for a while, say 15 years, I'll ask why they stayed that long. If it's a manager who's interviewing me, I will typically ask about what the day-to-day job would entail for that role. If it's a technical interview, say with a possible teammate that I'll probably work with if I get the job, I may ask things around the area of work that that team works on, maybe ask about the tools or the tech stack they use and why they use that. I may also ask, if I had researched the interviewer and something interesting caught my attention, I may ask about that. For example, there's once when I interviewed I interviewed the interviewer. There was once when I researched the interviewer and they had written a master's thesis around culture, and then generations like Gen Z, millennials, and whatnot, and how they influence company culture. So I asked them about their thoughts around that topic in relation to the company that they were working for, and they gave me a very great answer, and we talked about it for like a little bit more. It was a very nice conversation, and I think that was a great question to ask. So basically, yes, come with questions in mind. You want to come with questions in mind. That way you don't have to deal with the mental load of trying to come up with these great questions in the heat of the moment. So come prepared. Again, preparation. Preparation is key. Tip number 5, identify great stories from your life that can be used to demonstrate soft skills. Interviewers will often ask questions like, tell me of a time you had to make a difficult decision, or tell me of a time you had to deal with a difficult team member, to assess soft skills like decision making, problem solving, collaboration, etc. It may be a lot more difficult than you think to come up with such stories that answer those questions directly, and then to frame your answer in a way that's concise and articulate in the heat of the moment during the interviews. So what I prefer to do is, before the interviews, I will make a list of soft skills, and then I will think about stories or experiences from my work life, my education, my hobbies that back up these soft skills. And then I will practice how to answer these types of questions using the STAR model. The STAR model stands for situation, task, action, resolution. So situation, you give some context, you set the scene. You say things like, it was like back in 2006, I was at this job doing this. For the task, you talk about the problem at hand. What was the issue that needed to be solved? For the action, you talk about what you did to solve that problem. And then for resolution, you talk about how it all ended and if you learned anything from it, which you probably should learn something from it because you need to learn things from all the experiences. Having these stories has helped me breeze through these questions when they come up in interviews, because all I have to do is just go through my mental stash of stories and then pick one that I think reflects the task, the soft skill they're trying to assess, and that's it. And finally, tip number 6, read through your CV. You'll be surprised how many times people forget things like dates when they worked at certain companies, or even they forget about experiences, skills, hobbies that they've put in the CV, and then get caught off guard when an interviewer asks them for more details on such topics, skills, projects. For example, maybe someone put in machine learning in one of the work experiences and then forgot about it, and then the interviewer comes in and asks you something like, what are your thoughts on the ethics of machine learning? And suddenly you have no answer because you don't remember putting machine learning on your CV. So basically, before the interview, read through your CV, read through your skills, work experiences, etc. And then make sure you know enough about all these things to sustain a conversation. Reading through your CV will also make answering the question, tell me a bit more about yourself, a lot easier, because the ideal answer for that question is more or less a summary of your CV. A typical answer for that may look something like, my name is so-and-so, I graduated from the University of X with a degree in Y, majoring in Z. During my school holiday, I interned at Company A as an XYZ, where I championed the efforts to automate task X, increasing the report accuracy by X%. More recently, I've been working at Company B as an XYZ, where I'm currently part of the team that's doing task X. I have a certification in A, in B, and in C, and I have experience using the tools like A, B, and C. Outside work, I enjoy hiking, playing instrument X at some band, and volunteering for a non-profit. Such an answer is basically just a summary of your CV. It goes through your education, your work experiences, your skills, certifications, activities, and finally your hobbies. And reading through your CV beforehand, before you go to the interview, will make answering that question a breeze. Here's a quick recap of everything we covered in this video. Tip number 1, familiarize yourself with the types of interviews that you may encounter in your industry. Tip number 2, practice similar interview questions. Preparation is key. Tip number 3, research your company, your role, and if possible, your interviewer. Tip number 4, prepare questions for your interviewer beforehand. Tip number 5, identify stories from your life that can be used to showcase your soft skills. And finally, tip number 6, read through your CV. Okay guys, that's it for this video. If you found any of the tips shared in this video useful, please smash the like button below. Smash it. Smash the like button. Share the video with a friend. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And oh yeah, share your tips as well in the comment section. And until next time, bye guys.